getting hot outside, time to go ledge fishing. It's my favorite thing to do. Absolutely love it. Look at the Garmins, find them, catch them. Just want to show you all the rotation I go through. I almost always start out with a crankbait. Just get it through the school fast, catch a lot of fish. I'm not, it's a fast moving bait. Usually catches a big one. I like the dual hardcore 4+ crankbait. Awesome chartreuse, blueback, awesome bait, as well as the 3DB. That's your sexy shad, probably the greatest color ever made. One of those two. I'm pretty simple. One of those two colors, these two baits, they're going to catch them for you. Usually once I burn through the fish on those two, I'm going to go to one or two things. That's going to be the big worm. That's Mr. Twister blue flake 10-inch worm. I love this color, the blue flake, red flake, or I've got one right here, or the plum. That's the two colors I throw, and one better than the other one, I don't really know. Some days it seems like they bite this one better, some days they bite this one better, but either way, that's the two colors I throw, and I catch them on it. The other thing I throw, everybody knows about it, the Magnum spoon. That's your original Nichols mag. Got a few teeth marks on it there. And this is the mini mag. I caught a lot of fish at Toledo Bend on this dude. This is an awesome spoon. One thing you get with this spoon from this one is that it's not as heavy, and fish don't throw it as well. Either way, you catch big fish on this dude. Y'all seen it over and over and over again. Ledge fishing. More than that, I caught them on docks here this week at Lake Texoma on these docks. Caught a couple fish in practice on it. Dude, this thing in the summertime, this bait gets bit. You don't just have to ledge fish with it. Little tip here, my buddy Russ showed me. This right here is the best hook I found for this thing. Once you go through the hook that comes on this, and everybody thinks it's a crappy hook, I hate to even show y'all, but it's just the old Gamakatsu bronze. On the mag, I like a 2-aught. That's number one. I ran out of 2-aughts. And on the mini mag, I like a number 1 or a 1-aught. It's awesome hook, and it just seems to catch them better than any hook I've used. One more thing I do here, and this thing works good as well, is the Mr. Twister swim station. I only have Houdini with me here this week, but I really typically like to throw a white pearl. And I don't throw it on a swim bait head, I throw it on the wobble head. This is a Nichols bulldozer head, 1/2 ounce. Everybody wants to throw that 3/4, but you really want the 1/2 ounce to get the current. The current is your friend, I guess I could say. That you want the current to push this thing. You don't really even want to work it. You just want to kind of ease it down the ledge and let the current push it to you. But that's a big secret of mine. I don't throw the big heavy 3/4 and 1 ounce jigs or worms or anything. I throw a 1/2 ounce, and if you're real slack on current, I'll go to a 1/4 ounce. It's a big deal, and it's a big thing to look at as far as getting bites, is the weight of the head that you're actually throwing these baits on. It makes all the difference in the world in getting bites. Also, I throw, a lot of guys will throw this stuff on 20, 25 pound test. The spoon, yeah, I'm going to throw it on 25. But these worms and swim baits, I'm a 14 to 16 pound guy. You're so far between here and the fish you're catching out there, you're not going to break off, as well as, it gets your bait to the bottom better, and you keep better bottom contact. So make sure and go with the lighter line as well. My rod and reel setup for the plastic worm, I like it just depends. Honestly, it depends on how hard I guess you set the hook. I set the hook a little harder than most people, and I like a 7-foot heavy or 7'6" heavy Okuma Helios. I like the Helios reel 7-to-1 ratio, but they make it extra heavy. Some people prefer that. Either way, awesome setup. You're not going to lose fish. It catches them really light, really powerful. It's just it's a great feeling setup for throwing big worms. My crankbait setup, 5-to-1 Okuma Komodo reel, and you know, the Scott Martin Signature Series rods, man. He took his time making these rods and it did a really good job with them. This right here is the Power Crank, and I absolutely love it. You know, I'd like to say I hadn't lost a single fish on it this year. I've lost a couple, but to me it's the best crankbait rod I've ever used. It's been an awesome deal. You know, it's a 7-11 crankbait rod. Gets down there, throws it forward, catches plenty of fish. It's got the right tip, but at the same time, where you go wrong with a lot of rods is you get them with not enough backbone. People think you want a real flimsy rod for a crankbait, and couldn't be any further for the truth. You got to have something with power out there so when that fish gets ready to jump 20 foot out there, you can drive it back down. And if you got a real flimsy rod, they're going to throw it every time. And also, spoon rod, I use the 7.6 extra heavy Helios. I use the Komodo reel, 7-to-1 ratio, but the 7.6 extra heavy Helios rod for this. It's been great for me. Caught a ton of fish on it at Toledo Bend. You know, one thing I always do, fishing period, especially soft plastics, is bass ball, man. I always put some kind of fish scent on my baits. You know, it's one of those deals, man, where the more natural you can make it smell, the better off you are. You don't want your worm smelling like a bottle of copper tone. I mean, you know, people, yeah, it matters. Trust me, fish know what they're eating. You know what you're eating, what it tastes like. They do too. The bass bomb's been awesome for me. I've been using it for 2 years now. Put it on all my baits, swim baits. Another cool thing I do with this stuff is actually I throw it on my frogs. It just slips through better. Frogs, punching baits, flipping baits. But every day I go fishing, I spray bass bomb on my baits. You know, that's pretty much my my Tennessee River offshore ledge fishing techniques this time of the year. Try these baits, try this deal next time you go out fishing. Good luck.